Hey students! Today we are going to use Photoshop to make image cutouts. First thing you're going to do is pick a photo. I've got mine right up here. And then go Open with Adobe Photoshop. And what an image cutout is just a picture with a transparent background. And you can use these in your yearbook pages. Alright, so here's my sister's senior picture here. And first thing I'd like to show you the 3 tools you can use to make the cutout. Over here on the toolbar you have your lasso tool options. Right click or secondary click and you'll see 3 different types of lasso tools. We've got regular lasso tool, polygonal lasso tool, and magnetic lasso tool. The regular lasso tool allows you to click and freehand draw, there we go, a shape around your subject. The polygonal lasso tool allows you to draw straight lines and kind of connect the dots, so clicking from one point to the next. And you can close your shape. And finally, we have magnetic lasso tool, and this uses contrast to try to find the edges of the subject for you. Okay, so you can kind of see how this works. It's looking for the edges. It's finding some of them, not finding others. All right. So those are the 3 tools that you can use. Find the one that you like best and stick with it. My favorite tool is actually polygonal lasso tool because I think it creates the smoothest lines and edges, and I will show you how. Alright, so let's make the cutout. Step 1, zoom in and get very close to the edge of the subject. That looks good. Select the tool that you would like to use, so polygon lasso tool. I'm going to start at the top of her head and I'm going to draw an outline around the subject all the way around until I reach my starting point, creating a closed shape. So my technique here is that I am making tiny little clicks along the edge of my subject using the polygonal lasso tool. Let's get some more space here. You do not want to get any of that green background inside your shape, so I'm cutting really close. Even a little bit of her hair you can see is outside of the shape that I'm creating. And even though this shape draws only straight lines, you can see that I'm able to create curves by making very small clicks at a time. Alright, I'm going to continue going all the way around the edge of my subject, and I'll see you back at the starting point. Alright, there we have it. The shape is now closed. I clicked on my starting point, and you can see that the outline is turned into this dashed moving line now. I'm going to zoom out so we can see the whole thing. There we go. So this is our selection. So the area inside the dotted moving line is called the selection. You can see that I intentionally put a little giant gash there in my sister's forehead, and the reason why I did that was to show you that if you make a mistake, you can add pixels to your selection or you can subtract them, and you do that by making sure you're on the lasso selection tool. And now you can see at the top toolbar we've got a few options. This is original selection. This option here is add to selection. This option here is subtract from selection. And so because I missed this area when I was drawing my outline. I want to add these pixels to my selection. I'm going to click on this button here, and now I just want to draw a new outline around the area that I missed. So here we go. And then close my shape. There we go. So now I've added that section back into her forehead. You can do the same. Here's subtract pixels tool. Oop, there we go. Alright, so I just subtracted an area from the selection. I need to put it back now. So the next thing that you want to do after you have your selection how you want it is you click on this button at the top that says Refine Edge. This is pretty important because if you don't refine the edge of your cutout, you're going to see a lot of jagged edges or sort of pixelated bits around the edge of your shape, which makes it look unnatural or makes it look bad on a dark colored background. So we've got a few options here: smooth, feather, contrast, shift edge. In order for you to clearly see what these different refine edge settings do, I've created this more dramatic jagged selection for us. If I go to refine edge, now if I increase the smoothness, you should notice a slight rounding off of our most jagged edges. The feather option creates slight blurring at the edges and also a little bit of transparency. The shift edge option allows us to either slightly expand or contract the selection. It's very subtle. Okay, now back to my original selection. I am going to, for this one, I'm just going to increase the smoothness a little bit because remember I was drawing with that polygonal lasso tool, which can sometimes create some jagged edges. And I think that that looks pretty good. I also like to feather just the tiniest bit, 0.1, because having that little bit of a blur around the edge sometimes helps make my cutout look good on whatever color background I pasted on top of. And I think I'm all set. Okay, now I've got my selection how I want it. I need to put it on a transparent background. So I'm going to copy it by going to Edit, Copy, or you can do Command C. Now I need a new document to paste this on, and you can go to File, New, or you can do Command N. The nice thing about this is that the new document is automatically created to the size of the object I just copied. All I have to do is make sure that it is on a transparent background and hit OK. And there it is. That checkerboard pattern indicates to me that it's transparent, and I can Command V and paste my cutout on the background. Looks good. So it's time to save this, and I need to make sure that I save it as a PNG file because that is the file type that allows my transparent background to show up whether I put it on the internet or in InDesign. So I'm going to go File, Save As, and I'm going to put it on my desktop and save it as a PNG file. And you don't need to worry about these compression or interlace settings. Just go ahead and click OK. It's saving my file. And there you have it. So let's check it out. Let's go to my desktop. There it is. And take a look at my image with a transparent background. Okay, we're all done. So now if you wanted, you could go put your cutout into your Photoshop creation, or if you want, you could stick it on your website, or even you could add it to your InDesign creation. Alright, there you have it. Looking good. So get out there and try to make some cutouts, see how it goes. Good luck!